Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all having a great day today. Today we're going to check out one of the guitar brands that seems to get a little bit of hate on the internet. And so what I want to do is talk about this guitar, kind of go over if that hate is justified, what's good about it, what isn't good about it. But this is the 10S GF single cut. Let's go ahead, check this out. 10S is a brand out of China that makes a lot of different styles of guitars, mostly electric. They do some pretty wild stuff as well, like fan frets, multi-scale, 8-string, 9-string, 7-string, some really crazy stuff. But they also do custom works as well as have their own production models. Their pricing starts around, it's gone up over the course of time. I think there was a time where it used to be like $400 starting. Now it's like $600, I think, for the lower end. They do have like another line. I forget what the brand name was, but it was like a $280 Telecaster or something like that. Anyways, focusing on the 10S brand itself, you're looking at about $550 to $650 for some of the production models, and up to a couple thousand actually for some of like the really crazy exotic stuff that they sell. And as I mentioned earlier, you can also do your custom guitars for not a lot of money, or just doing like crazier custom kind of works, but not as expensive as, you know, what like ESP would charge you for something like that. Speaking of ESP, this guitar is clearly inspired by ESP, kind of reminiscent of that ESP or that Gibson Les Paul that James Hetfield has played on stage, right? You all know which one I'm talking about. But yeah, it also kind of looks like an ESP EC1000 or the LTD EZ1000. It's a single cut guitar. It's a mahogany body with a maple top. We've got two humbucker pickups. They are ceramics. We've got a bridge with roller saddle, so that's nice. 2 volume, 2 tone pots, 3-way switch. We've got 22 medium jumbo stainless steel frets, and these are nicely rounded, just like this stuff that we've seen from ERT and some of the other import guitars now. So that's nice to see. We've got some inlays. I'm not exactly sure what this material is. It almost looks like it's a lumen lay or something like that, but it's not. It doesn't glow in the dark. Let me see. It doesn't. I'm kidding. I already checked. Yeah, so it doesn't glow in the dark. But then we've got kind of a vintage white, almost yellow looking binding. We've got the headstock, which is a nice design. I actually very much like this headstock design. You can see the logo, kind of a weird logo, 10S. That's like a cursive S. And then on the back, we've got some Grover tuners, so that's nice. We've got a bolete right here, kind of a traditional neck joint here. And then we got, it's double binded, so binding on both sides. And I've gone over all the specs. So what I want to do is give you guys some tones, some clean tones, distorted tones. It is very late, and I am going to record some in the room sounds using a USB microphone that's going to be close to either the amplifier or speakers that I use. So let's go ahead and see what this guitar sounds like. gone through the tones, I've given you the specs, showed you the guitar, and now it's time to talk about the brand and talk about why they get hate and if it's justified at all. So the reason why this brand has gotten a little bit of hate is not because their guitars are not good. The guitars are actually really, really good for the price, and they have sort of a cult following, if you will. But the reason why they've gotten some hate is because of their customer service, specifically around orders, custom orders, that kind of thing. Not only taking a long time to fulfill, but not even fulfilling at all. And they're being very limited to no communication. I mean, if you're bored, like, I recommend you just go on forums and start reading, and you're gonna have a field day with like some of the horror stories and some of the things that have been going on. I don't know if some of it is exaggerated because with the internet, it's always hard to tell, right? Who's being completely sincere and who's maybe taking it to an extreme. But the glaring problem seems to be the consistency of those issues when they've tried to deal with 10S directly. Now, my understanding is that 10S has addressed some of these concerns, so they've made some public opinions about it. I didn't get that far into studying it anyway. It just seemed like a Pandora's box. Like I could be there for weeks just looking at all this stuff. So if I find anything that I am, consider that would be helpful to you guys, I'll post it in the description. But yeah, long story short, issues for a long time, some sort of public apology, or they addressed it, and this is kind of where we're at now. The common recommendation, and I'll give you the same, is to buy some of those production models through Reverb or anywhere where you have purchase security. It seems that there has been some improvement. I just don't know, based on how often I saw some of those issues, if I would like place a custom order right away. Again, I didn't study this further enough, so if I am wrong, I'll make a comment about it. Or if you guys have had experiences, I would definitely love for you to share yours. So, if you had one of the horror stories with 10S, or if you had a positive one, despite seeing, maybe some of the stuff that I'm sharing with you guys, then please post it in the comments, because I think that'll, definitely help us all. And that's what I kind of want to do, is build a community where we educate each other and just help us find good deals and cool guitars, right? Anyways, the guitar in itself is very good. I like this guitar. I picked it up used. It was from a non-musician, so I needed to get it properly set up because he didn't take care of it. But it is in good physical condition, so it was worth it to me. And I got this guitar, and I really liked it. I actually like the color scheme a lot. Again, it kind of reminds me of James Hetfield, but it also reminds me of the Lakers. And I'm not going to pretend like I'm some big Lakers fan, but I did have plenty of respect, for Kobe Bryant. And obviously what happened, with him and his daughter's complete tragedy. And I always thought about, maybe I'll get a purple guitar with like, gold hardware or something, kind of make like a tribute thing. I didn't do it with this one, but who knows? Maybe I'll do that in the future. It might be a cool thing to do. Anyways, the guitar in itself is very good. The neck is very comfortable. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It's about a 60s profile. Fretwork is very, very good. Some high frets, but nothing that's too glaring that doesn't allow for proper playability. And then we've got the pickups. They sound pretty good. They're pretty hot too. So they're ceramics, but they have a lot of output. Switches work well. Knobs work well. One thing I noticed is the backplate. It was really, really, really stuck in there. I basically had to push the knobs out, like take the knobs out and like push the pots so that they could kick the back plate out. It's fine now. I had to sand it down and all that. It was just interesting that it was such a tight fit. But yeah, overall the guitar's build quality is good. The playability is good. It does look pretty cool. And it's very well built. This is comparable to something like the Erg guitars, just a little more fun in some of their designs, maybe, where those are a little more basic. And the pickups, maybe I like them a little more, but they are a little more expensive on average, so take that with a grain of salt. Cool guitar if you see one in the wild. It's worth it so long as you go through some sort of purchase protection, whether you're buying it used or you're buying it new from the 10S store, but through Reverb. And again, if that situation has changed and has resolved itself, I will make sure to post that somewhere in the comments or in the description or somewhere. Anyways, if you've enjoyed this kind of content, if you like this video, leave me a comment, like, subscribe. Fill that YouTube gas because it helps me out keeps me motivated to keep putting content for you guys. And I appreciate you coming by. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Have a great rest of your night.